Hello and welcome to day 9 of the T-Rex training program. Today we are at the Family Aquatic Center, the Sun Prairie Family Aquatic Center. So what I'm going to do is, in our safety topic today, it is wave, tide, or ride, follow the guide. Wave, tide, or ride, follow the guide. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around the entire facility and show you where a lot of signage is, so where all the pool rules are, what are some symbols and things that are around the pool that are designed to keep you safe and to keep safety in mind. When it says follow the guide could be a variety of things, whether it be just a list of rules or a list of precautions, just with safety. It could be a lifeguard. The lifeguard is there to enforce the rules, but they're enforcing those rules to ensure safety of yourself and of those around you. Alright, so the guide could be just a variety of different things. It isn't always a person. It could just be a sign or a symbol as well, just designed to keep you safe. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk here. I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to fold up the tripod that it is on. See if I can adjust my angle just a little bit. Awesome. Bear with me here. I'm just trying to fold up my tripod here a little bit so that I'm not knocking you around as I'm walking. There we go. All right, let's do this. We are walking into the aquatic center. All right, so you walk in. Here we are. So, this year we're not open because of the pandemic going on. So all of the equipment is currently sitting inside here. Typically, when the pool closes for the summer, we store all of our equipment in here for the winter. That way it's staying out of the elements, staying out of the weather. All right. But anyway, so you've got the male locker room on this side. Got the women's locker room on this side. And notice that on each side, I'll get a little closer here, but you've got a set of pool rules. All right, so you've got the Family Aquatic Center rules and regulations. These are just the main ones. There are some more, but these are the main ones that we want you to follow throughout your time here at the Aquatic Center. So it says patrons 12 years of age and under must be accompanied by someone 15 years of age or older. Patrons must wear a bathing suit to swim. Cutoffs and spandex are not permitted. Swimsuits have a liner and are made of lycra, nylon, or a combination of these fabrics. Patrons under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or other controlled substances will not be admitted. Carry-in coolers and carry-in food are not permitted. Radios, boomboxes, or other music amplifiers are not permitted unless headphones are used and not audible to others. During swim sessions with low attendance, sections of the pool may be closed off and/or the facility may close early. The City of Sun Prairie is not responsible for any lost or stolen items. We also have some weather policies as well, and some attendance also. So obviously weather, we close if there's thunder or lightning, if it's too cold. So if that air temperature is 65 degrees or below, we will close. Heavy rainfall where we can't see the bottom of the pool, just all safety hazards, we'd have to close for that as well. And then attendance is just more of, if we're too low in attendance, then the pool is not able to make enough money. And so we close early so that we're not losing a lot of money. Okay? So all these rules are here for a reason. The first one is, we want you here with somebody older and more responsible in the event of an emergency. Especially, we want to make sure that you have somebody that we can rely on to get you to safety, or that's going to get you to where you need to go. Patrons must wear a bathing suit to swim. That is just a cleaning, just a cleanliness issue. We don't want people to wear dirty clothes in the pool. So we prefer that swimsuit. And the swimsuit is designed for the water, where a lot of other clothing, especially when it gets wet, gets very heavy and it makes it hard for people to swim in. The third one, just alcohol, drugs, or other controlled substances. People act differently when they are on those substances, and we just want to make sure that we're ensuring safety with everybody, so we just don't allow it. Carrying coolers and carrying food are not permitted. That's for just reason of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh, allergies. You know, people might have food allergies to whatever you are bringing in, and so to make sure that those people who do have allergies are staying safe, we just don't want that food to be coming into our facility. Also, if you make a mess with something sugary or crackers or whatever, we might have a bug or rodent issue, and that's not fun to deal with. So we don't want to handle that. So no carrying coolers or carrying food. Radios and boom boxes and other music amplifiers are not permitted. That's so that the lifeguards can hear what's going on around them. It's just a lifeguard thing, making sure that the lifeguards can use all of their senses to make sure that the facility is staying safe. Let's see, low attendance, we talked about that a little bit. And then lost or stolen items. There are lockers here in the facility, and we'll go through that a little bit too, where you can keep your stuff safe. All right, so I'm gonna go through here. Well, actually, let's go through the locker room. I'm gonna go through the men's side, because I'm a man. So, a couple other things, no smoking, use of cell phones are prohibited. It's just more of a privacy thing. All right, here it's, please store all your personal belongings in a coin-operated locker. All right, so that way you're making sure that nobody steals your belongings, right? So more signage, please walk while in the locker room. We're not responsible for any lost or stolen goods. Got the bathrooms in here, you got 3 stalls, a couple of urinals. There we go, zoom all the way out here. Got lockers here, lockers across the way as well. A wet floor sign. It's another thing to pay attention to. If the floor is wet, it's very slippery, so make sure that you are staying safe and walking. Some more signage here, just talking about lockers. Yeah, so a lot of times you're going to see a lot of the same sign. That's just making sure that we're putting it in enough places to where you can see it. State law requires a shower to be taken before entering the pool area. That's just a sanitary thing. You want to make sure that you're clean so that when you get in the water is staying clean as well. All right. So we're exiting. And da 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 da, da 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 da, we're almost there. There's the manager office right here. Typically this manager's office, there will be a manager on duty, and that's somebody that you can go to if you have any problems. Then we have the lifeguard office over here. Lifeguard office is also a first aid office, so if you ever get an injury, a cut or a scrape, you can go here to get that cleaned up, to get a bandage as well. Also, they got a lot of pool toys in here, like basketballs and sand toys. And so you can trade in a shoe or a towel to obtain something like that also. All right, so a lot of really, really cool things that we see here. There's some other signage that was out there, just law stuff, just basically saying, hey, use your best judgment and make sure that you're staying safe and following all the rules. All right. All right. Here we go. We have reached the outdoors, the aquatic center. We are here. Awesome. If you remember, if you've been here before, you would have noticed we had a bunch of landscaping right here. All right, so we had a bunch of bushes and a lot of them were very prickly. All right, so they weren't very fun if you got into them because they'd scratch you and scrape you and poke you. So it looks like they're doing a whole overhaul of this landscaping. So that's very exciting. So they're going to be putting in a lot of new plants here. So it's really going to spruce up this facility. So I'm very excited and I can't wait to see it when it's done. Got some more pool rules here. Do not enter the pool if you have a communicable disease or open cut. So communicable disease is just like a easily spread disease, right? So something that can be easily shared. So if you have a cold or or anything like that, they advise you to stay home, or an open cut. Yeah, we just don't want you to be exposing others to your cut. Do not bring food, drink, gum, or tobacco. We talked about that. Shower before entering. Do not run or engage in rough play in the pool area. Just a safety concern. Do not bring animals into the pool area. That's another allergy thing, and also you don't know how your animal is going to react in a group of people or by the water, so we advise against it. Diaper changing on the pool deck is prohibited for obvious reasons. We don't want any doo-doo around here. Only swim diapers allowed. All right, so swim diapers are specifically designed to just be in the water. And then glass and shatterable items are prohibited in the pool area. Once again, we don't want somebody stepping on those glass shards, hurting themselves. And also we have a maximum capacity as well. On very, very busy, hot summer days, we get close to there. Typically though, on an average day, we're pretty good with our capacity. We got the concession stand over there. You know, parents, please assist with your child. You know, safety is our concern. Keep an eye on them. That's why we want an adult there, to have an extra set of eyes to help us. All right. Got some more lockers out here as well. We got our sand area right here. It's got some play objects. Got some diggers. Got volleyball. Usually we got volleyball over here, but the nets are down. We got the pool area itself. We got the big slide. We got the mushroom. And we got the little kiddie slides, the straws. The lap lanes are right here. That's what those black crosses and lines are for. That's for the lap lanes. And you're gonna notice on the ground in some places, so we've got marks for where guard stations usually are. Okay, so you have an idea of where lifeguards can be. And also we've got some depth tiles. So these tiles tell you how deep the water is. So we are very fortunate. We have a zero depth entry pool, which means it starts with 0 and then we get deeper as we walk in. Okay. Yeah, and then also what you're gonna see here is no diving. So in all the shallow areas of the pool, you're gonna see these tiles that say no diving. That just means that the water is too shallow for you to be entering head first. All right, because we don't want you to bump your head and get hurt. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm allergic to the sun. I sneeze a lot when the sun's out. All right, you know, just some more signage here. You know, just some more locker stuff. You know, you can kind of see across the way, you know, you're gonna see those depth tiles in the water themselves. So even when the water is in the pool, you can still look underneath with a pair of goggles or something to tell how deep that water is. Okay, got a sign over here. You know, shallow water, no diving allowed. Just another safety precaution. Got the basketball hoop over there. I'm gonna walk over here to the slide, show you all the rules of the slide. So really, a lot of this place, it's not so much the lifeguards. You know, you could very much guide yourself. You know, make sure you're reading the rules and make sure you're following what the rules say. And that's gonna allow you the most safety. The lifeguards are just there to ensure that you're following those rules. Also on this big slide, you have to be tall enough in order to go down the slide. You gotta be 36 inches, or you're going into 36 inches of water. So they wanna make sure that you are taller than that so that you can touch with your feet and your head can still be out of the water. So your head has to be at this line or higher in order to ride this ride. There's also rules on the inside of this. See if I can. So right there, gotta be 48 inches tall. Riders must not stop, stand, kneel, or rotate. Keep hands inside. Riders must be sitting or lying down. Follow the instructions of the attendant. So there's gonna be a lifeguard up top and there's gonna be a lifeguard down below. So follow their instruction. And then, you know, patrons under the influence of drugs or alcohol should not use the slide. They shouldn't be in the facility at all. So as we continue, crazy, isn't it, that there isn't any water in here? I mean, that's just absolutely just weird to me. But you can see more depth tiles. You can see, oh, just how weird that looks without any water in it. Certainly very different. You got diving board rules and regulations. So, so here we go. The top one, exit the water immediately using the closest ladder. Do not cross adjust diving area. So get out at the ladder that's closest to you when you jump in. All diving will be a forward jump, so forward dive, straight off the diving board. Patrons may not dive, jump, etc. off the side. So we want you to go forward because we don't want you to hit yourself on the side of the pool. For the safety of all patrons, back dives and dives with flips, rotations, stunts, maneuvers, or tricks are prohibited. Before diving and jumping, make sure the area under the board is clear, so you don't want to be jumping on somebody else or on something that could hurt you. One person at a time will use the board and will be limited to one bounce before entering the pool. Do not swim under the diving boards when they are open for use. We don't want that board coming down and hitting you. No horseplay on or around the diving boards, just a way to stay safe. Patrons must pass a swim test prior to using the boards. Because this water is so deep, we want to make sure that you have the swim strength to jump off the board and swim to the side. So a swim test is typically just one length of the lap lane. So if you could swim from this end all the way to this end without stopping, then you are strong enough to use these diving boards. Let's see. One person on the diving board at a time. Hanging on the boards is not permitted. Child may not be caught in the water when they jump from the diving board. They must also be able to swim to the side on their own strength to be permitted to use the diving boards. And then no running, right? We don't want you to slip and fall. So there's some diving board rules. So there are a lot of rules. A lot of them are pretty self-explanatory. A lot of them are, I consider them common sense, but they are important. We want to make sure that you're coming here and having a safe time and having fun, and you can leave with no injuries and nothing's gonna harm you. Finally, we got this drop slide. One of my personal faves. Drop slide is a lot of fun. All right, and so only one person at a time allowed on the steps, so just to ensure safety, make sure you're not going down too quickly. Riders must go down feet first and sitting down or laying down on back. Riders must be able to swim. Riders must not stop, stand, knee, or rotate on the flume. Flume just means the tube itself, right, in the actual slide. Only one rider at a time. Wait until landing is clear before proceeding. Follow the instructions of the lifeguards. Always important. And patrons under the influence of drugs or alcohol should not use the slide. All right. So typically you'd go up right here, you'd wait for the person on top to go first, and then you'd go up there, and then you'd wait for the lifeguard typically to give you an approval to go. All right. Some of these trees over here are memorials to swimmers that have passed away. This one was for, I believe it was Toby Miller. Yeah. So Toby Miller's right there, and this one over here is for Jay Haroldson. I talked about him a little bit in session 1. Right there. So yeah, so pretty cool stuff. So yeah, you got all the aquatic center right here. You got plenty of grass areas to lay down and to just relax and enjoy. This is a lot of fun. This is just a very, very cool facility. I've enjoyed working here. I've enjoyed coming here to swim. This is where I started swim team. I moved here when I was in 7th grade and joined the swim team that summer after my 7th grade year, and I loved it. I swam all the way through, and now I coach, and this place means a lot to me. All right, it's just a very, very cool place. All right, so enough with my ramblings. I'm gonna set up my tripod again. Hello. So pardon me, you're getting flipped around. All right. adjust my camera, make sure you can see me as wide as I can go. So that's our safety topic. Wave, tide, or ride, follow the guide, all right? Follow those rules that exist all around the facility and make sure you're following the rules of the lifeguard as well. All right, so I told you I'd share two things with you today. We're gonna talk about the side stroke, then we're gonna talk about the elementary backstroke. So what are those strokes? What do they look like? How do you do them? And what are some things you can do at home to practice those strokes? So I'm going to talk about the elementary backstroke first. Elementary backstroke, it's kind of a little bit like breaststroke, but it's on your back, all right? So your legs are doing a very similar motion as breaststroke. You're going up, out, and around. Up, out, and around. With elementary backstroke then, your arms are doing pretty much the same thing as your legs. So as your leg goes up, your arms go up. As your leg goes out, your arms go out. And then as they go around, so do your arms. So up, out, and around. Up, out, and around. All right? So something you can practice at home, and this is a phrase that you would hear in swim lessons a lot. It's either monkey, airplane, soldier, so just practicing those arms, or little bird, big bird, flat. So up, out, around, monkey, airplane, soldier, little bird, big bird, flat. Okay. With your legs, you can practice the same thing that we did with breaststroke, where you're laying on your stomach, right? You're laying on your stomach, and then you're going up, out, and around. Another thing you can do is practice that kick, but you can do it on a chair or do it on the side of a ledge, where you're here, you're going down, out, and around. So it's kind of a different motion, but it's the same idea. So you're bending your knees, then you're going out, and you're going around. Kind of funny, it's kind of like echoey when I'm over here by the pool. So there you have it. That's the elementary backstroke. Up, out, and around. You're doing it on your back. Your eyes are looking straight up to the sky. Side stroke, you guessed it, you're on your side. So it doesn't matter what side you're on, whether it's your right side or your left side. I'm just going to show it on my right side. My arms, so I'm straight, so my right arm is out straight in front of me. My left arm is straight out behind me. I'm going to have them meet in the middle, so I'm pulling with my right, and my left is recovering. And then I'm going to flip it. My left is going to pull, and then my arm's going to recover. So it's pull with my right, recover with my left, pull with my left, recover with my right. So you're always pulling with one of your arms. A common saying is you're putting an apple in a basket and pull. Apple in a basket, pull. Apple in a basket, pull. Your legs are doing what is called a scissors kick. A scissors kick. So your top leg is going to be 90-degree angle out in front of you. Your back leg is doing a 90-degree angle behind you. And then to do that kick, you're just snapping those scissors together, all right? You're snipping, all right? So out and then together. Notice I'm doing like a little bit of a circular motion. It's not a ton, all right? But scissors, open up those scissors, and then get your legs together, okay? So this is what you could be practicing at home. Laying on your side, practicing this kick. So it could be on your right side, or practice it on your left side, all right? Remember, it's your top leg that goes forward, your bottom leg goes back. And then with your arms, practice just what I shared. Apple in the basket, pull. Apple in the basket, pull. All right, there you have it. All right, breaststroke and elementary backstroke and side stroke. Those are the two strokes. That was day 9. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the views of the aquatic center. We got one more day. All right, we got day 10 to go. So on day 10, we're gonna have one more safety topic for you, and then we are also going to discuss surface dives. Okay, surface dives. We'll talk a little bit about regular diving as well, but there's one topic that we really haven't touched on, and that's surface dives. So what are they? What are the different kinds? What do they look like? And what are some ways that we can try to practice those at home? And these are really hard to practice at home. All right, you really do need some sort of water to do these. But what are some ways that we can at least think about it at home? All right, see you next time.